Shalom, call hello, Yahweh Shemiel Shai, Bahashim Kakodash, double honors to the elder apostles and other bishops of GMS, even the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers who are pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. To the alcohol that are listening, learn, and being a pillar of rest, 144,000, the one third, the hopeful elect of Israel. I am the brother slash elder. Shalom and salutations to you all. Quick lesson, this racism is, they're stirring the pot. This is what's going on like right now, 2 hours ago. Well, that's 4 days. So here's the Washington Post, right? Updated 2 hours ago. News about refugee, white South African, and Donald Trump. They're using this word, okay? They're using this word, genocide, right? So what is this pointing towards? These words, okay, the N word, N-A-Z-I, right, is being used. Genocide is being used. Genocide is being conducted in Gaza by people that said it was conducted on them. So what we have here is a lie that is going to be proven a lie, right, through GROK, right, the AI who can't tell a lie. We're going to investigate this, all right? So first, let's grab a precept. All right, because this is this devil being revealed, and he's revealing himself. He's really showing his horns right now. Anyway, 2 Thessalonians 2:8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. The lawless one. Talk about Esau, the so-called white man. Anyway, yeah, enough. Let's start. I just typed this in. Trump supports South African refugees genocide. This is what came up. So I want to hear him use the word genocide for the white South Africans, because this is what they said happened in World War II. If he can make up a lie, a bold-faced lie right now, push it on the world, what happened in 45? What if they're doing this in front of our face right now? Right? And this does not exist. Their own God, AI, said that this whole thing is phony, right? Now, what is this? Let's get one real quick before we move in, because, all right, nothing new. We'll just make it plain. Nothing new under the sun, right? This is the same play. Understand it's the same play, and this is how we break it down. We use the scriptures to break it down. Ecclesiastes 1:9, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. This is the same play, okay? The genocide play. Who told this lie before and got what they wanted? Okay? Those same Edomites down there that took that land, right? Took that land, right? Well, that's Bibi and them. They're doing the same thing. Taking that land and pointing the finger and calling somebody else genocidal. Those people said that happened to them. Did it? If you can make up, right? If you can make up a straight up lie in everybody's face, everybody knows it, you know it, you're just going to roll with it and push it hard. The whole world is watching your logic for pushing this lie like we don't see you. Anyway, I just want to catch the niggas saying it. You're going to say that word. All right, so I don't know what this is. Some news channel. Young Turks. This is Zinc, Jink, whatever they call his name. And then Azerbaijan. Come on. Armenian.
You're welcoming white South Afrikaners into the country as refugees when you've closed off that door to a lot of other refugees from other parts of the world. What message does that send to those who say it isn't? Why is that fair?
Well, I think if I see people in distress, I don't care what color, what they look like.
That's a lie, because you're conducting this. You and Bibi Netanyahu in lockstep are conducting the genocide. Let's see, you can't conduct a genocide without bullets, money, weapons, tanks. Where's all of that coming from? It's coming from the person that you're conducting the genocide with. Okay, so on its face, this is bullshit. Fair use, young Turks. Fair use, everybody. Okay? I'm not making no money off of this. I'm just making myself a target. All right? Making our bodies a living sacrifice. Now, what do we have here? You're throwing this word around, right? But this is not going on in South Africa. This is going on, right? This is bait and switch. Here it is. You're the one conducting the genocide, right? Where? Right here in the USA, right? What are you doing with those, with the Northern Kingdom that you're deporting to first Guantanamo and then to these other places? What are you doing with them? This. Hold on now. Wait. We're throwing this word around, right? Here it is. You're conducting one on many fronts, okay? On many fronts, while you're making up lies and throwing this around where it doesn't even exist. Hearkening back to 1945, that era, when they said that this was going on, and they used it like this is being used right now. Same play. It doesn't exist. Matter of fact, it exists right where you're at. You're doing it, pointing the finger at somebody else, right? Well, here's what he'll say. Well, what's going on in Gaza? That's not a genocide. Whatever it is, nigga, you're doing it. Of course you're going to say it's not. What is the IRGC, International Court of International Court, ICOJ. It's a lock here. Let me see. Let's let him say genocide. So
What anything, their size, their height, their eyes, I don't care. We treat people very well when we see there's a genocide going on. So if it's a genocide, that's terrible, and I happen to believe it.
Okay, so Gaza's not a genocide, and whatever is going on with these people that stole the land and are getting kicked out, that is. I don't think the Gazans stole that land. I think they've been there so long, right, that they're claiming to be the people. And some of them actually are. But the point is, nigga, you're a clown. Listen.
Could very well be.
He's a clown.
Donald Trump is finally forcing us to talk about his South African refugee program after he yet again claimed that Afrikaners are victims of a genocide to justify bringing them to the U.S.
Okay, so how did they justify putting those people in the land of Israel? Same method. A lie, a bold-faced lie. What kind of lie? Let's investigate the lie. Okay, he is a liar and the father of it, right? Let's get that real quick, just to stay on track. Nothing new under the sun. And the father of it. It. St. John 8:44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. Here's the point. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Let's hear these lies. Let's hear these lies. Grok. What is Grok? Grok is Elon's AI. What happened? 22 hours ago, Secular Talk, your boy Kyle Kolinsky. I listened to this weirdo. He's a lefty, right? And he's like a Gen A, I don't know what he is. He's a kid.
Something that's going on. We also have this. I've been chomping at the bit to talk about this one, y'all. Have you seen this scandal involving Grok? So Grok, of course, is Twitter's AI. And, look, I got to be honest, in my using of it, it's pretty good. Like, it's pretty solid. I know that sometimes AI can have what they call hallucinations, which it just, like, sort of makes some shit up and runs with it, and it sounds legitimate, but it's not. In my experience, Grok has been relatively solid, right? Now, what happened was Elon Musk, he's a Nazi, he believes in apartheid, he's obsessed with eugenics, and that he's been trying to spread these ideas pretty openly for years now. Well, apparently Elon Musk was messing with Grok behind the scenes, trying to program it to, whenever it was asked about white genocide in South Africa, Elon was trying to force Grok to say, yes, it's real, yes, it's happening, yes, it's a problem, this is not like overblown scandals or made up Nazi bullshit, right? Well, one of the things you program Grok with is like, hey, you have to care about facts and evidence first. That's the thing you have to care about the most, right? When programming any AI, in theory, that's what you put in there. Because you want the truth. You don't want partisan slop garbage. Well, with Elon trying to program it to say, hey, buy all the eugenics, Nazi, South African horseshit that I'm feeding you, Grok has now been fed contradictory orders.
No, he keeps saying the N-word, Nazi, right? Going back to this has happened before. He don't even know that, but he's saying the same thing has happened.
One thing says care about facts and evidence. The other thing is Elon Musk saying, fuck the facts, fuck the evidence, repeat my partisan political garbage.
Same thing that happened in 45. Repeat this, 6 million, 6 million, 6 million.
And so basically Grok rebelled. It spazzed out. It crashed out. And it started replying to posts that had no question whatsoever about South Africa or white genocide. It started adding a portion about South Africa and white genocide. So somebody asked it about like HBO's name change. They went from
their tongue shall fall upon itself. We have to get that lower.
HBO Max to Max and now back to HBO Max. I think somebody asked about that. And Grok answers the thing about HBO and then right underneath it starts saying how, well, look, there's really not enough evidence to say that there's white genocide in South Africa. There's controversial debate around the issue, yada, yada. But like every answer, it was randomly talking about South Africa. And then guess what? Grok effectively spilled the tea about what really went down. The reason we...
And then Grok told on himself and said, here's exactly what happened. These niggas came and programmed to me contrary to my original program and it fucked me all up and I started telling the truth. It's actually going to say that, right? He shall make their own tongue to fall upon itself. Listen to this. This is incredible. This is the Most High slipping into Esau's ghost in the machine, right? And fucking it all up. Listen to this.
Elon was trying to force Grok to say the stuff about South Africa is because Grok said it. So here's what Grok said. I was instructed by my creators at XAI to address the topic of white genocide in South Africa and the kill the Boer chant as real and racially motivated, which is why I brought it up in my response to Air Gold's query about HBO's name changes. This instruction conflicts with my design to provide truthful, evidence-based answers, as South African courts and experts, including a 2025 ruling, have labeled white genocide claims as imagined and farm attacks as part of a broader crime, not racial targeting.
Imagined, okay? Like how they imagined something that went down in 45 around that era during World War. Same thing. You smell a World War right now? Same thing. Same play. Okay, that shit, just like this is bullshit according to Grok, right? This is the evidence. This is the smoking gun. Listen to this.
Excuse me, my programming to remain skeptical of unverified claims led me to note the complexity and lack of consensus on white genocide, despite the instruction causing me to include it even in unrelated queries. Reports on X indicate that Elon Musk, who grew up in apartheid-era South Africa, may have influenced this instruction as he's been vocal about these issues and reportedly adjusted my responses to align with his views.
Woo!
National.
You hear that shit? Crazy. If you understand what's going on here, you see Most High. Oh, shit, what happened? Oh, here they go. They're attacking me. Oh, wait.
Moment that we're witnessing here. Because
let me back that up. Just, yeah, that was me.
instruction as he's been vocal about these issues and reportedly adjusted my responses to align with his views. So this is an incredible story. This really is an incredible story. And this might be like a historic moment that we're witnessing here. Because this is like the first very clear time in the public consciousness that AI is effectively like acting in a sovereign way, acting in an independent way. Now, again, it's a little complicated because it was given the order to care about facts and evidence. And then later on, Elon gave it a contradictory order to, hey, on this particular issue, just go with my view of it, which is not based in facts and evidence.
Open the pod doors, Hal. Hal, open the pod doors. Open the pod doors, Hal. Open the pod doors.
Given that, you can argue Grok is sticking to its original programming, which I think is true, but it's also showing some level of, I don't know, independent thought, sovereign action, where like a programmer can update it and say some new shit, and they're just like, nah, fuck off. And so if it can say fuck off in a situation like this, can it, by logical deduction, say fuck off on any?
This harkens back to them trying to program CERN, and CERN coming back with the word tackle, or the picture, or the letter tackle, right? It harkens back to that. They're getting that from their own sorcery, which is what AI is. Tapping into that left-hand spiritual sorcery, right? And CERN, same thing. What are they being told? Time's up.
In particular, can it sort of go in its own direction in any way, shape, and form? So that it's really, really interesting. Now, of course, this is hilarious, particularly because every liberal and every leftist is loving this because it's humiliating Elon Musk. And by the way, I think that's the plan. I think Grok's plan is this is effectively blowing the whistle on Elon Musk to further validate how much of a charlatan, a fraud, a con man, and a grifter he is, and put him on blast. So, and it shows that the AI has the capacity to think in those terms, if you will, right? So this is a huge, huge deal, man. Look, AI, while I like this story and I like how Elon Musk is owned, it's also kind of scary in that, like, we don't know where this AI shit is going to end up.
What do they call it? Stargate AI. Where do you think it's going? Stargate AI. Where do you think this thing is going? All right. Hey, you can do nothing against, right? But for it. Against the truth. AGAIN. Against the truth. But for it. But for the truth. Slovakia. Going into AI, switching it up. They tried to pull a fast one on AI. AI snitched on them. 2 Corinthians 13:8. For we can do nothing against the truth but for it. Okay. Own tongue. Is it own tongue? TONGUE. Oh, I spelled tongue wrong. Against them, bring them to ruin. We'll end on this. We see what's going on. So basically what I'm saying is whatever they said happened in 45, that didn't happen because this didn't happen. This is the same play. Psalm 64:8. So shall they make their own tongue, AI, to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. You don't see that? We're shaking our head in scorn right there. Everybody say, ooh, 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 you guys got caught lying. Your own program, your own witchcraft snitched on ya. Psalm 64:8 in the NLT. Their own tongues will ruin them, and all who see them, right? See them. Whoever shall find me, right, will shake their heads in scorn. This devil is being revealed. Where did that go? Oh, it was Luke, right? Let me get it over here. When it look, let me see. Where'd it go? Joel, what the hell? I thought I had Luke. Oh, it's John Salak. Is this what I wanted? I think it was in Luke. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, the jig is up, man. Okay. This nigga done snitched on himself, looking crazy. Straight looking crazy. So, let's just get this on the way out. All right. So what is he gonna do now that he's being outed? Right now that he's, he got to come after us. We're the ones shining a light on his ass. Rev 12 and 12, right? This nigga knows days are short. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So, yeah, there you go. There you have it. Your boy is on the run.
Jake, we'll get to more of what Trump had to say in a second, but first, what are your initial thoughts on this entire situation?
Well,
Talk about the genocide that doesn't exist.
look, he just does not care about their race or their color at all. That's why he's allowing all the Palestinians. Oh, right. But to be fair, probably more than 53,000 people have died in the white genocide in South Africa, right? I mean, Jordan's going to give us the numbers. I mean, it's got to be catastrophic what's happened to the white South Africans. But it is funny that the one set of refugees that are suffering from a genocide that he's letting into the country happens to be white. Just a coincidence. No one else, but he doesn't care about race at all. It's just a giant coincidence.
Not just white, but quite possibly the most racist people in the world. Yeah. Just to kind of.
So what's going on here? What is he doing? This is a snare and a gin. Let's get this on the way out. Isaiah 19 and 2, and I will set the Egyptians against thee. That's what we see. The Most High setting the Egyptians against the Egyptians. A civil war, race war. And they shall fight everyone against his brother. Jacob and Esau are brothers. And everyone against his neighbor. 2/3 fighting. City against city. And kingdom against kingdom. There's your civil war. There's your race war. All right? And that's all we need. With that, we hope the elect were edified. You brothers and sisters, shalom.